So, okay, people, Voyager fans would definitely remember this ship, I guess. It's in season three or season four of Voyager, in which we are introduced to the Voth. It's an alien race that we have only seen in one episode, but still, Distant Origin is the episode name, and it's one of my favorites. Just a scientific theory, evolution theory about dinosaurs, one particular part, hadrosaurs, I guess. And they were, you know, they were the first to leave Earth. They and create spaceships and leave Earth. And this particular species has evolved much longer, over a longer period than humans have, and therefore they're way more advanced than us. So this is the Voth city ship as seen in that episode, and then only in that episode. It's a city ship in that it's the size 11,000 meters in length, in operation in the 24th century, Delta Quadrant. So the story is that they left Earth many hundreds of thousands of years before humans did, and therefore they kind of considered the uh, Delta Quadrant as their home. And 11,000 meters transwarp, and they have huge dampening fields. And Voyager basically gets sucked inside, or rather, is pulled inside the city ship. So she is supposed to be a huge ship. Considering that, I wish this was actually a little bit more bigger. I mean, because that is a massive ship, and the next ship that I have in line is the model is pretty huge, but it's nowhere in the size of this ship in reality, or in at least in canon. Okay, so there's a huge, um, what do you call it? The thing I just want to show that to you. There's a huge picture of this over here. Sorry, you saw some of my dirty clothes. um, so they were highly advanced reptilian humanoids who in the 21st century resided in the Delta Quadrant. The city ship was a gargantuan vessel measuring approximately 11,000 meters in length, making it more than 6.8 miles long, which is why we call it a city ship. As the name suggests, the vessel was basically a flying city with presumably all the facilities that one would expect to find in a metropolis. Despite its huge dimensions, it was still recognizably a ship with an arrow-shaped front end that flared out in the wing sections, into the wing sections towards the rear before tapering into a primary propulsion reactor at the back. At various points around the outer hull, there were illuminated green and blue energy signals, which they've tried to capture here, but of course, not going to be able to do it justice that much. Of course, they use transwarp imagery, weaponry. What else? So Voyager, once it was inside the vast chamber, the city ship engaged to a dampening field that drained the ship of power, so nothing worked. Even Tom Paris tried to be when he was uh, in one of the shuttle, but didn't work out. So they were a very powerful race. And of course, you remember that scene with Professor Gagan and Odala, who was the female Voth, chief minister of the Council of Elders. She presided over the case involving the professor. Distant Origin theory, which for them was akin to blasphemy. What else? So transwarp sectors, they were one of the most technologically advanced spaces that Starfleet had encountered. They had perfected transwarp propulsion, something that eluded Federation science for thousands of years. For hundreds of years. In the 21st century, warp factor 10 had been recalibrated to mean infinite velocity. Breaking this threshold meant that a vessel would occupy all points in the universe simultaneously. But in 2372, the Voyager crew discovered an extremely rare form of dilithium that allowed them to break the transport barrier. A transport engine was fitted to the shuttlecraft cockpit, and it was piloted to transport speed by Tom Paris. However, this technology proved to be unsafe. It was indeed hyper-evolution. The Voth's transfer design, however, did not produce any harmful effects to their species and was fitted to all their vessels from the city ship down to the small Big Sur vessel. So there is one more ship from the Voth that we see That's Professor Gagan's ship, which is much smaller than this. I'll probably get that sometime as well. So the reptilians, the Voth, were basically, you know, they were they were bipedals, but at the same time you can make out that they were reptilian, and they were basically evolved from dinosaurs. I'm just trying to find out and see if we can find. Yeah, they were hadrosaurs, a bipedal dinosaur species that arose during the I'm just trying to see if I can pronounce this properly. Cretaceous period. Cretaceous period, more than 130 million years ago. Wow. Most dinosaurs on Earth became extinct after an asteroid impact, but the hadrosaurs continued to evolve, eventually becoming the sentient Voth species that developed spacefaring technology. And after a long journey, the Voth settled in the Delta Quadrant 20 million years ago, and all memory of the original homeworld has been lost, which is why they think that they are originating from the Delta Quadrant. So anyway, that's been a closer look at the Voth city ship. Awesome design. She looked pretty along with the rest of my Voyager ships. So thank you and take care.